Hello, welcome to my channel. My name's Dawn and this is the Reclusive Crafter. Today I'm going to show you how to put together just a little folio. It's made out of a 12 by 12 sheet of paper and you will absolutely have no waste from this at all. It uses up the whole sheet, and what we'll end up with is a little 5 by 5 folio which sits very nicely onto a page for your journal. And it can either be a standalone, as in you just slip it into a pocket or pin it in, or alternatively, if you wanted to glue it down, you can either glue the three sides and have a top loading pocket, or you could glue the top, the bottom and the other side to use as a side loading pocket. So the choice is entirely up to you, and you can decorate these however you want to coincide with whatever journal you're actually making. So let's show you how to go about putting it all together. I'll just take you through the actual folio itself. So in the front you've got a side loading pocket here which goes the full width. Then you've got a little top loading pocket here. You've got another side loading pocket here, belly band there, and a little top loader pocket there. And then, like I say, this bit will just sit on the page itself or stand alone, depending on what you want. If it was going to stand alone, you could actually put another pocket on the back or anything you wanted to, really. So that's what we're going to achieve. So I'll start off by scoring the page. So initially, you want to do a 2-inch score down the right hand side, turn it 90 degrees and then do a 2-inch score again down the right hand side. So we've ended up with a 2-inch score there, and we've ended up with a 2-inch score there. And then what we want to do is we want to have a 5-inch score going that way, and then we want another 5-inch score going this way. And that is all the scoring done. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ink those scored edges so that it makes it easier for you to see how I'm cutting and how I'm folding things. So I'm just going to fold over the two 2-inch bands for now, and I'm just going to ink those down so that you can see them. I'm just going to ink on the inside. So that's that one. I'm also going to ink a 5-inch score for you so that you can see that one. So we've got a score line here and a score line here. This is the other 2-inch score, and then we've got the other 5-inch score. So what you end up with, let me just pop my ink away. What you end up with is, in effect, 4 5-inch squares, and then you've got 4 5 by 2-inch rectangles, and then you've got 1 2 by 2 square in the corner here. So that's what we're actually starting with. Now you need to make a few cuts, and the first cut to make will be down this score here, and it just needs to be a little triangle. So you cut from the base up to the first score line where the intersection is on those two lines. So cut that one, and then you literally just take out, and it's just a tiny little wedge that you're taking out, just like that. It doesn't have to be exact. If you want to measure it, absolutely do so, but there's absolutely no need. And then I'm just going to take a little wedge just off the side here, just to tidy that edge up too. Again, just up to the score line, so that we've got a nice crease there. Okay, so that's the first fold. Now what you can do there, if you want to, is you can just put in a little thumb hole. And if you can hear that dog barking, I am sorry. My son's gone on holiday and I'm just looking after the little dog this week. So, and she barks a lot at everything. Anything and everything that moves or makes a noise, she barks at. But she's a cute little thing. She's a little miniature dachshund and she's very pretty and she's very lovely, but she can be very noisy, so I apologise up front for any noise that she's making. Okay, so that's your first, that's effectively your first pocket. I'm just going to ink that little bit there so that you can see it a little bit clearer, and ink the little edge bits. There we go. Okay, so that's your first little pocket done. So that bit is this one here. Okay, now what we're going to do is we are going to cut across this line here. So we need to take the scissors, and on that score line I'm just going to cut all the way across and just take it up to the second score line there. Okay, so that you end up with this. All right, and then what we're now doing is we're now folding that over like that, and I'm just going to trim this up so that it doesn't butt quite so closely, or I might be able to fold it actually just to ease that fold a little bit further maybe. Let's see if we can do that. Trim it, just refold that. Hopefully, have we managed to do that? Not quite. So I'm just gonna give that a little trim on the edge there, just so that this pocket can fold up without it bubbling. Just going to go up to the score line, just take that off, just a tiny little nick of a trim, just so that now folds up neatly. Okay, now you can, if you want to, put another thumb hole in here, or you can put your thumb hole in this side. And I think the first time I did it, I put the thumb hole on the inside, but on this occasion I'm going to put the thumb hole on the outer side. So we're just going to eyeball that, just put a little thumb notch in there. Not sure where that flicked off to. So this will now fold down and that folds up. Okay, and then we've got this little bit that comes over. So this is your second page. Okay, this bit now folds over, and this will now give you this piece. And again, just going to put a little thumb hole in there. That's that done. And I'm just going to put a little bit of ink round so that you can see, again, you can see the fold and how we've gone about that. And I'll just re-show you that bit just in case you missed it at all. So just to take you back out, so this is your full 12-inch or 12 by 12 square. We've creased so that we've got 4 squares and your rectangles. We've folded this piece up. We've cut from the outer edge to the first score, and then we're folding that down, and we're pulling that piece up and over to give you that tuck there, so that as you open your folio, it's not a journal, it's a folio. I'm just going to crease that down a little bit better. Okay, so as you open your folio up, you've got a pocket there and you've got your pocket here, and we'll glue those down in a minute. Then you've got your middle page, and for your middle page we're just folding that section over there. Okay, we have got a little bit of a gap there, which is what we want, and I'm just going to trim that down very slightly, just up to the score line again. and that just makes that fold nice and neat as well. So that's our second page. So that's this bit here for you. And then we're going to come into the third page. Now for the third page, what we want to do is we want to cut this section off here. So we're going to cut this one off here. So I'm going to cut this all the way down. And I'm going to cut off this little 2-inch square here. Like so. Oops, sorry. And then that gives us the belly band. So where you've cut that 2x5 off, that's going to glue on there and give us our belly band. This one is going to fold up here, and that will give us this pocket here. I'm just going to pop a little thumb notch in there. I keep calling it a thumb hole. It's not, is it? It's a thumb notch. So I'm just going to put a little thumb notch in there. Give that a little bit of an ink again, just so that you can see. You don't have to ink anything if inking isn't your thing, but I'm just inking just so that you can see the definition between the folds and between the pockets. So that's that bit done there. Okay, so you've got your belly band there, and that is your folio. So we're now just going to fold that over, and that's your folio completed. So all I'm going to do now is glue it all down, and then this little piece, we're going to make this into a little tab so that nothing gets wasted, because that's the only piece now that's left that we haven't actually used, and we're going to be using that on a little journal card that'll actually go in the folio as well. So it'll all be nicely coordinated. So glue wise, we are. So what you've got left is this basically. All right, so that would have been your 12x12, but we've cut off this section here, and now we are going to glue across the top here, just on the first square up to the first score line, and then we're going to come down on the first score line, okay, up to the center point, and we're going to fold that over. Okay, and now that has closed up that pocket for us, so we've now got this pocket here. Now what we're going to do is we are going to glue this pocket up. So we're going to come down here, and we're going to come down here, and we're going to fold that up, and glue that. I've just lost my, where's my, that will do. Need a little bit of tissue just to take off that excess glue. Lovely. And one thing I didn't say is, if you are making these, you don't necessarily have to use directional paper or double-sided paper, but double-sided paper is nice because then you've got your designs both sides, and it is better with double-sided. But the other thing as well is, with non-directional paper, it doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter whatever way the folds go. And then on the centre page, we've got this fold here, and we're just going to glue down the sides there to give you the side pocket. That's that one. And we're going to fold that one over. So that's our side pocket done there. So that's page 2. And now we're just going to put our belly band in. I'm just going to pop a little bit of ink around our belly band. Again, purely so that you've got the definition there, so that you can see what's happening and how things are put together. And we're just going to glue at the top of the belly band, like so, and like so. And we're going to stick that in the centre there. And there's just belly band. Get my words muddled up. That's your belly band done. And then final pocket, I'm just going to trim off just a tiny fraction of this edge here, just up to the score line. Just that it doesn't go over here, and this side has already been trimmed up. I'm just going to pop a little bit more ink on there just where I've trimmed it, and then we're going to glue down here and glue down here and fold it up. Okay, so that is your little folio all put together, so you can ink it as you go along, or do whatever you want to do. So this is your folio. So you've got a little side pocket here, then open it up into page 1, and you've got a little pocket there. You've also got a little pocket there. Fold it over to page 2. You've got your belly band, so that will slip nicely into the belly band there, and then you've got your back pocket there. So just in that one little 12 by 12, you've used all of your paper up. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections for tucking bits and pieces into. And if you want to stick it on a page, you could make a 6th pocket either at the top or at the side there, as I've said. Now, with the little square section that's left over, I'm just going to show you what I do with these little scraps. I have mentioned it in previous videos, but just in case some of you haven't seen previously, it works really well with a 2 by 2 square. It's probably the most what's the word I'm looking for? It's basically the best size, the optimum size. That was the word I was looking for. So if you just fold over your square like so, just in half, and then if you've got one of these punches, you can use one of these punches, or you can do it by hand, or you can just use an ordinary tab punch, whatever you've got. Just a pair of scissors would do. Pop it into your punch, clip it out, make sure it's on the fold. Pop your fold into the punch and clip it out. And then this gives you a beautiful little tab to use. If you pop in a journal card in there, you can pop a tab on there, and it's all coordinated, which is lovely. So that is today's that's today's little project for you. Very, very simple. I'm just going to go through and just do a little bit of inking, just so that you can see how it looks. It's a cute little journal. You can do lots with it. It's very versatile. You could actually fold it slightly differently to this. I'll just finish this inking and I'll show you how to fold another one that I've done. Very similar. Just gives you... Sorry, my phone just decided that it didn't want to record anymore, so I'll just recap on the little folios. So this is the one I've just completed. So you've got a little pocket here, and you've got a pocket here and here, and then you've got the belly band, that one there, and you've got a little pocket there, and that can be glued into your journal, either as a top pocket, side pocket, or it can be glued flat, whichever you like. I did mention that there's different ways of folding this, and one of the ways is to have the front pocket as it was, and then you've got the little tuck pocket on that side. You can do a tuck pocket on the other side the same, and then when this is actually stuck down again, it can either be a top, let me just show you, it can either be, when it's stuck into your folio, you can either have it as a top fold or as a top pocket or a side pocket. And then the way this one would work is you would open it up, you'd have your pocket here, and then this opens up, and then you've got another pocket here, and you've got your belly band here. If you wanted to put some journal paper on here for journaling, you could do that as well, but then you've still got obviously your back pockets there for bits and pieces as well. So that was a different way of folding. I think this one again is slightly different. Let me just find the front. So this would be the front. As you open it up, you've got your large pocket here, you've got your little pocket here, you've got a side tuck here, little side tuck there, and then this would stick onto your journal, and you've got a top pocket there, and you've got a belly band there. And again, you could put some journaling card on here if you chose to do so. So that's another little way of folding them up. And I think this one I did the same as that one. So again, you've got your larger pocket here, and you've got your little tuck here and here. Fold it up, you've got your top pocket there, and your belly band with your journaling space here if you chose to have it. And again, you've either got your top pocket or your side pocket, whichever your preference is. And then this one I think is just the, yeah, this one is just the first way that I showed you, where you've got your little pocket here, you've got pocket here, side pocket here, you've got belly band here, and you've got your pocket here, and that's it. So those are the different ways that you can fold it up. So as I say, it is very versatile, very useful, nice little insert for a journal. It's not too thick, dependent obviously on how much you want to pop into them. But they make nice little inserts, and like I say, they can be standalone. You don't necessarily have to glue them in. And that's it for today. So I hope you liked it. I'd love to have you subscribe and like the channel, and if you can recommend it to friends, that would be great by sharing the video. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thank you for watching. See you all again soon. Bye.